day, sir. I am LGB Pari, PSC 3 Bravo. This time, we will be discussing three topics: the classification of human rights, stages of human rights development, and three obligations of state parties in human rights. Classification of human rights. Human rights can be classified into different categories based on their nature and source. Among these classifications are natural rights, constitutional rights, and statutory rights, which define how rights are recognized and enforced within a society. Natural rights are fundamental rights that every human being possesses simply by being born. These rights are not granted by any government but are inherent to human existence. Examples include the right to life, liberty, and personal security. For instance, the right to freedom of movement allows individuals to travel freely within their country without unjust restrictions. A real-life application of natural rights is the abolition of slavery, as people inherently have the right to freedom. Constitutional rights are rights that are explicitly stated and protected within a country's constitution. These rights provide a legal guarantee against any violation by the government. Examples include the right to vote, freedom of speech, and the right to due process. In the United States, the First Amendment protects freedom of expression, ensuring that people can voice their opinions without government interference. Similarly, in India, the Constitution guarantees fundamental rights such as equality before the law, ensuring that no citizen faces discrimination. Statutory rights are rights established by specific laws passed by a legislative body. Unlike constitutional rights, the statutory rights can be modified or repealed through legislation. Examples include labor rights, consumer protection laws, and social security benefits. For instance, minimum wage laws ensure that workers receive fair compensation for their labor, and consumer rights protect individuals from fraudulent business practices. A real-world example is the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or the GDPR, which grants individuals control over their personal data privacy. Stages of human rights development. The development of human rights occurs in three key stages: idealization, positivization, and realization. These stages represent the process of transforming abstract human rights concepts into enforceable laws and practical application in society. Idealization is the first stage where human rights are conceptualized as moral and philosophical ideas. At this stage, thinkers, activities, and scholars discuss and propose human rights based on ethical reasoning and human dignity. For example, during the Enlightenment era, philosophers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau advocated for the ideas of liberty and equality. A modern example is the ongoing debate about digital rights and the ethical use of artificial intelligence, which has not yet been fully codified into law but is widely discussed as moral necessity. Positivization is the process of transforming human rights ideals into formal laws, treaties, and legal frameworks. This occurs when governments and international organizations codify human rights into legal documents. A historical example is the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or UDHR, in 1948, which established global human rights standards. Another example is the inclusion of women's voting rights in many national constitutions throughout the 20th century, making gender equality a legally protected right. Realization is the final stage where human rights are actively implemented and enforced in daily life. It involves government policies, judicial enforcement, and societal acceptance. For example, anti-discrimination laws such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 in the US ensure that the people are protected from racial and gender-based discrimination. Another example is the enforcement of international agreements like the Paris Climate Accord, which holds nations accountable for their environmental responsibilities. 3 obligations of state parties in human rights. Governments and state parties have the responsibility to uphold and enforce human rights through 3 key obligations: obligation to respect, obligation to ensure, and obligation to protect. These obligations define the role of the state in preventing human rights violations and ensuring that citizens can fully enjoy their rights. The obligation to respect means that the government must not interfere with individuals' fundamental rights. This requires states to refrain from actions that violate freedoms such as speech, religion, or personal liberty. For example, a government cannot impose unlawful censorship or repress, as that would violate the right to free expressions. A real-world example is the European Court of Human Rights ruling against governments that unlawfully restrict freedom of assembly, ensuring that people can protest peacefully. The obligation to ensure requires the government to take active steps to provide the conditions necessary for people to enjoy their rights fully. This includes enacting laws, creating institutions, and developing policies that guarantee access to education, healthcare, and security. For instance, governments must establish public schools to ensure the right to education. A real-life example is the National Health Service, or NHS, in the United Kingdom, which ensures that citizens have access to healthcare regardless of their financial status. The obligation to protect requires the state to safeguard individuals from human rights violations by third parties, such as corporations or other individuals. Example, the government must prevent employers from exploiting workers through unfair wages or unsafe working conditions. So in real life example, if a company is polluting a river and harming communities, the state must take legal action to stop the pollution and protect citizens' right to clean environment.